in a while that like everyone like lives in, everyone has their own like natural disaster, their own local natural disaster, and like to them their
It's a very
local
true
is like,
concept.
yeah, their local natural disaster is like whatever, and but everyone kind of
It could
looks
be
at,
anything. It could be food scarcity. Yeah, it could
well,
be a
no, but
bunch of different
everyone, so like
things.
I live in a hurricane zone, and to me hurricanes are like pfft, whatever, but to me I'm like
Right.
tornadoes, oh my god, like
To
how
your
could
insurance
anyone,
company. Yeah.
well, how could anyone live in Tornado Alley? Like that is crazy. And then but I know people who live in Tornado
Well, because
Alley who are
tornado
like,
alley
oh,
isn't
it's
a
like
thing.
whatever.
Like that's a weird concept too because that's changed. Like tornado alley used to be up towards um Colorado and Wyoming, but they started fracking everywhere. Right? They just punched a bunch of holes in the earth. You look at it on any Google Earth, and it's just a fucking grid of holes in the earth. And I'm like, how do you think there's no earthquakes that's going to come from that? How do you think that there's no pressure deep, like deep in the core of the fracture zones? Like, how do people think they could just punch holes in the earth and think there's no consequences?
Tom Gibbs
Here's
says
To be
proof of
honest, I think they
Tornado
deserve
Alley
it.
hasn't moved. Tom says Tornado Alley
here's
hasn't
Well,
moved.
the what happens is they don't cap those wells. And so it just gases methane out everywhere, right? And so there's broken gas wells everywhere. And so it punches out all of this methane gas into the ozone and it creates these superstorms. Because it's just that's the line you keep seeing. It comes straight up from Texas, up
Okay,
into
so Tom,
Tennessee, and
no,
all
Tom,
the way up
I'm
into New
I'm
England.
looking it up, and I'm seeing that Tornado Alley in the U.S. is shifting. According to a report published in the April
Yes.
2024 issue of the Journal of Applied Meteorology and Climatology, since 1951, tornado activity has been shifting away from the Great Plains and toward the Midwestern and Southeast U.S.
that makes sense
Scientists
because
aren't entirely sure of the reasons for it.
they're
I'm
getting more
sure.
and more tornadoes in Virginia,
And
where
I'm a
my family
scientist.
lives.
So in like
And
temblor as in like earthquake. You don't like earthquakes, but you live in California.
Well, it's the uncapped wells. Like they just
We
drill
don't
and they
know
don't cap the
that. No,
wells.
we
So
don't know that though. So
no, I know because I map uncapped wells. I've mapped thousands of them, and they don't want to deal with them. They just leave them uncapped, and they just
right,
espouse
but we don't know that that is.
methane.
But that's not. We don't know that that's why Tornado Alley has shifted.
I exactly know that's exactly why these storms are happening.
That's a
this is
theory
a
you
little bit
have.
like
That's
this
a
is a
theory you
little
have.
bit like saying it. Maybe potentially, it's a little bit like saying I've done the research and I know that ice
Right.
cream cones cause shark
Oh, I'm
attacks.
sorry. I didn't realize I was talking about ice cream cones.
No,
My
but
bad.
I'm looking up like actual like meteorologists
Look some more or look
and
deeper.
southeast scientists. If you want to point me in the direction
It's
of the
not the capped
scientific,
wells, it's the
if you
uncapped wells.
if you
There are
want to point
millions
us,
of
if
them.
you want to point us Nashville,
Millions.
if you want to point us in the direction of actual like peer reviewed science that we can
Yeah,
use
I'll give
as
you
a
a
source,
Google
great.
map of all the uncapped
That's
wells.
not
You
peer
can
reviewed
see them
science.
from
That's not
fucking
peer reviewed
satellite
science.
video.
That's not peer reviewed science.
That's
I'm
how
not
we
saying
map them.
okay, but
And we do it by gaseous excretion.
I'm not saying
Like,
that there are no uncapped wells.
how
No
can
one
you
is saying
not
that.
say that's not real?
No one is saying that that's not real. What we're saying is that you can't claim that that is why Tornado Alley is shifting without actual evidence of that. Like you are saying, I believe you that there are
Well, I actually had to
there are
take
uncapped wells.
meteorology classes to
I right.
understand how
Okay, but so
air works with
meteorologists. Okay,
methane. So
so I'm
yeah, I kind of do. And
okay. So you must be published, right? This research you've done must be published and must have been peer reviewed, right? Or is this just a theory you have that you have not yet been able to prove in a scientific, peer-reviewed
I'm no fucking
study?
doctor.
Okay,
I'm just a fucking student.
thank you. Okay,
But
so
like
well,
they don't
that's my
want to hear
point.
it.
That is
I'm
your
from fucking
theory.
Wyoming.
I
You think
respect your
they want
theory,
to
but
hear me
let's
talk about
present it as
that?
a theory.
No.
Let's present it as a
I'm
theory.
from Cheney country, girl. Black Rock country.
Okay.
Like, get
Does that
real.
mean
I'm
that
gonna like.
does
I'm
that
gonna
mean you
talk
don't
about methane gas extraction and how it's
you can talk
affecting
about it all you
the
want.
atmosphere
You
in
can talk
fucking
about it. You
Wyoming. Give
can
me a
talk
break.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry,
I
but
am
in my
passionate
lives,
about it.
yeah, you are. Good job. In my
Your
lives, like
lives?
we're,
Do you have multiple?
yeah, my live streams. That's what you're on right now. You're on my live. Um,
Oh, I thought you
we
meant your
stick to
lives. Like you had
no
multiple
my
lives.
my live streams, my lives.
Live
Um,
streams, live streams.
we are specific about like sourcing things, and if it's a theory you have, that's fine.
Source it. It's
I'm
not
asking you to,
unreal.
I'm
It's a
okay.
very real thing.
Okay, and I'm asking you for if you can provide a source of this. If not,
But if you're gonna
we
talk
can
about something, go to the source and find the actual science about it.
That's
Don't talk
exactly what
about
I'm
it.
saying. That's exactly what I'm fucking saying, girl. I'm saying you are making a claim that right now
That's what I'm
right
saying.
now I'm looking at a
So
basically a
yeah, I've
summary
worked
that's
for the
coming
state. I've
from
worked for the
that's
government. I
coming
know these things
from
exist.
the
And you don't even
actual
want to know
from
about the nuclear
meteorologists
shit.
and climatologists. Meteorologists and
Like there
climatologists
are literal
aren't
nuclear,
entirely
like
sure
there are,
for the reasons of this.
you
If
guys are
you
learning
have,
about the wrong things.
oh God, oh girl, I don't, I mean, if you're
There
not
are
willing to listen
actual
to what I'm saying
nuclear
too, Jesus,
environments.
what does that even mean?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to not listen. I just wish people would listen too, because nobody listens. I'm like, it's
The
the
irony.
fucking uncapped wells, and everyone's like,
Girl, okay, well,
nobody
girl,
knows.
like I've said, I'm willing to entertain this as a theory, but let us classify it and talk about it as your personal theory. But
Hear that. I
I'm
love that. I love that. I would love that.
okay, great. But we're
Keep me
not going. What we're
humble.
not going to do. What we're not going to do is talk about it as though, unless you can provide these scientific articles, which is what I've been asking for
Yes.
several. So please provide
Yes,
them.
I
So
can do all
provide
that.
them. Great. That's what I was asking
Great.
for several minutes ago. We want to be careful about
Yes.
sourcing things. Great. I'd love to see the actual like scientific
Yes. I'm sorry.
articles and stuff.
I know. I speak out of turn, but like literally, I'm not speaking out of my own research. I've seen like even okay, so the earthquakes. You can't punch holes in the earth and expect methane gas not to create some sort of bubble in some concept somewhere under the plates that you dig into, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't punch that many holes in the earth without creating earthquakes. And everyone's like freaking out about earthquakes, and I'm like, that's a good thing. Like earthquakes are a release of pressure. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing.
Sure,
It's a bad thing.
and that's fine and all, but I want to address. You were claiming earlier that the reason Tornado Alley has shifted is because of uncapped
Yes,
methane
it's
wells.
methane.
And so I would love, because I'm looking right now at something that says that meteorologists and climatologists do not know why it has shifted. So if you have scientific
It's the
research that says,
methane. It's the
okay,
uncapped wells.
Nashville, are you, please, I've heard your theory on this. We've heard that. If you have scientific research to back this up, I would love for you to send that research to me, like now, or at least tell me where I can find it. But otherwise,
Yeah, I can do that because I've been
great,
collecting it. I've
great,
been making maps for like 20
great,
fucking years.
great,
And
awesome.
like
Let's
I've
see it.
been watching this happen. And you know what the oil and gas people tell me? They're like, just tell us where the uncapped wells are because we can't even find them. And so the only way we can really find them is through satellite imagery
Mm-hmm.
and basically just walking around with glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a productive way to do that. And so there's so many uncapped wells, like just old wells, thousands, probably I would say almost a million. And they're shifting the weather because they can't cap them, and they won't cap them. They don't even know where they're at. And even if they do, they won't claim them.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna cap them? You? So, yeah, it's shifting the weather, and it's creating a risk environment for fucking insurance companies that is just unmatched. And they're gonna cancel everybody. So we got to figure out how to cap these wells Or, okay, I'm from Wyoming. And
Hmm.
I walked up to a couple of I worked a little bit in the Senate and the House of Representatives. I did some bill summaries. I did some stuff. And I was just like, why are you making reclamation efforts for wind energy, but you won't make reclamation efforts for oil and gas? She said, because we're not required to. Point blank.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Wait.
Yeah. Well, of
So you're
course.
just like running around like tapping everything and not having any consequences to what it does to the town, to the people, to the land, to the weather, to the they don't give a fuck, dude.
Uh.
And they have no obligation to do otherwise legally.
Yeah. Well, because
None.
yeah, that's why you need to legislate that requirement. Those requirements.
Oh,
Tim,
I
what is
have to
Tim is
legislate
asking
that.
what not you. I'm saying like the royal you.
I am the wrong.
Fracking.
Okay,
I'm saying you as in like
it's not just
not
the
you
fracking.
personally, Nashville. I know you can't legislate shit. I know that. Don't you worry. But like I'm saying,
Thank you.
you gotta
I'm
like.
working hard on Bitcoin, but fuck off with that, right?
Well, you can't. Can you make a law? Can you write a law and make it into law right now? No. Can
The
you?
weird thing about Wyoming is there's fractional degrees of separation. Like everybody fucking knows everybody.
All
That's
right.
why Cheney's doing what he's done. Look, Cheney made BlackRock. He was Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
And Halliburton made BlackRock. BlackRock made black everything. What do you is happening? I know these people. I went to school with them. I fucking know their insecurities and their stupid ego. It's all in what they think they can derive from something they don't actually have. It's the prospect of it. They're prospectors at their core.
Thank you, Tim.
Somewhat change the conversation.
Yeah, sounds great.
I'm sorry, that got a little weird.
No, it's fine.
Tom, yeah, no. So
Seriously,
Tim
this
is
an
asking.
exciting, fun.
Sorry, Tim is asking what fracking is, and Tom is just answering. Yeah, fracking is a type of harvesting of natural gases. You like
Well, they break the earth open.
Yeah.
And they shove chemicals down there, and they say, hey, if we shove chemicals down there, the physical counterbalance will be the shit we put down there is going to be heavier than the gas we're trying to push up, right? So they push
the gas
up.
will push up, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but they can't cap those wells. They can't cap them. And sometimes they find them, and it's like, oh, that's not big enough. That's not big enough. It's a little well. That's a little well. That's a little well.
Mm.
And
To
so
be
they
capped.
just create these big gaseous holes in the earth.
Mm.
You know, and they create earthquakes because of that. They create weather because of that. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't harvest our own minerals. I'm saying we should just fucking do it smarter. I'm not against.
I saw a map of the U.S. of the national forests in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you overlay that map of national forests
with the fires,
with the sightings of cryptids, for example, cryptids would be Bigfoot, UFO sightings, chupacabras, any kind of unexplained activity.
Mm.
They lined up pretty identically. And then when you take a third, I know I'm changing the subject. When you take a third map of electromagnetic activity, like fault lines and stuff, that lines up pretty well with national forests and cryptid sightings with electromagnetic, like fault lines and
but who are we to say what goes on the earth and things we don't understand? When's the last time you were out of the city? You know?
Well, I don't live in the city.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't live in the city.
Yeah, I
saying,
live
like,
in the
most people don't.
mountains.
And
I live 90 minutes from the city. I drive there twice a month for work. But I live up in the mountains, far away from 90 minutes from Los Angeles. I won't say what direction online.
we don't know what's going on the whole
Andrew?
planet. And
Yeah,
it's
I want
stupid to
wait. Keep
assume
talking, Andrew. I
so.
want to hear about this.
Look,
Cryptids.
all I'm saying is, if we're overlaying the map of cryptid sightings with national forests, and the government dictates what is national forests, are they designating national forests in order to protect and hide cryptid sightings and the existence of Bigfoot, for example, at the very minimum, but also UFO sightings? And
So let's
if that
pretend the
map
government's
also
just a big
overlays
boy.
with electromagnetic activity from things like
I'm
fault
pretty
lines,
sure they're hiding something, just like every
are
big boy
those
everywhere.
electromagnetic activity, things like fault lines, causing a rift in space-time that causes more cryptid sightings? And this is a real thing. This is a real correlation that people have observed and seen.
Is it possible?
Sure.
Okay, so is it possible that this correlation, if we're gonna assume, I mean, obviously correlation does not mean causation. Otherwise I would point you in the direction of the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, a copy of which I have right next to me, that shows that there's a correlation. No, I'm being dead serious. That shows that there's a correlation between the number of pirates on Earth and climate change, and how obviously.
It's a pirate.
What do you mean? What's a pirate? It's a pirate. A pirate. You know.
A pirate is a pirate.
A pirate.
That's not a real answer.
And so the number of pirates on Earth is inversely what's the fucking whatever. The fewer pirates there are on Earth, the worse, the more the globe has warmed up, the more we have like heated the Earth up. So clearly pirates were the antithesis to climate change. Anyway, putting that aside, please keep the commentary to a minimum for a moment. Andrew, is it possible that if we're going to assume a causal relationship between these two things, that perhaps the reason more cryptids are spotted away from, civilization and technology is the fact that technology in cities and more, more settled areas with buildings and humans have more technology that Nashville, please come on, Nashville. Is it possible that like Nashville, okay, can I just talk, please? That is it possible that the reason there are fewer cryptid sightings being reported in the city because there are more cameras in the city that can prove cryptid sightings false? And, technology in general.
It's possible, but that's less fun of an explanation.
That is less fun of an explanation. It is. It is.
I don't necessarily believe what my friend was telling me.
And if they fucking tried to merge with cicadas to make them with all those biggie eyes.
What? The cicadas? I'm lost
I'm lost in this.
I don't necessarily believe what my friend was telling me about.
There was this big thing where like the cicadas were like merging with the aliens, and so like the cicadas looked abnormal.
Wait, what?
And
That's fun.
Like, I don't know.
That's fun to believe. Look, I work in horror movies predominantly, so that sounds like a fun premise to me.
That the cicadas merged with aliens?
Cicalians.
Cicalians.
Right.
That's a great horror movie name, Cicalian.
Cicalian.
Let's go.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We'll make $500,000. We should make it for 100,000, and we'll sell it for 400,000.
Sounds like a plan.
300,000 profits.
In the cabin in the woods.
Look, I'm not necessarily saying I agree with with my friend who told me about these maps that overlap,
Uh-huh.
but I have a lot of fun thinking about it, and I don't really want to
Yeah.
dive in deeper because if I do more
Because they're not
research,
real
I'm sure I'll.
maps.
If I do more research, I'm sure I'll like disprove what this fun theory is.
Right.
But I kind of enjoy
Oh,
that
the
there's this thing that I haven't
money theory?
researched that
No,
is fun.
that's gassing.
Hey,
That's
I'm
Nashville,
gassing.
talking about
Nashville,
cryptids.
Nashville.
I'm
You
talking about
keep
cryptids
talking
and
over
Don't
him and
get mad at
stuff.
me.
I'm getting a little frustrated that you keep like
But it's not a
interrupting and
theory.
talking over Andrew and stuff.
You're not understanding. I'm talking about my friend who told me
Sorry.
about legitimately. I'm not talking about fracking. Legitimately, I'm talking about my friend who is an incredibly fervent fan of cryptid mythology, who told me about these maps and how they overlap.
But cryptid
And
is like a insect thing, right? It's
no,
like a insect alien.
cryptid is a term. So
Explain,
like,
please.
okay,
He's
so
trying.
you know how like LGBTQ plus is like
Yeah.
lesbians, L, B, bi, G, gay. You know, like like you could say like LGBTQ, right? You could say all the things, right?
I thought we were
So
talking
that would
about
be,
alien.
I know I'm trying to use an example. So that would be like
That's a bad
LGBTQ would,
example.
no, let me
Nashville,
finish it.
Nashville. You know it's a lot easier to listen when you zip it, and I say that with love. Let him finish
No, it's okay.
talking. Let him finish talking, and then it'll probably make more sense when he gets his point out.
Yeah, I
Okay.
Sorry.
promise it will. I promise it
Thank you,
will.
Andrew.
So
I believe that. Okay, so go.
okay, so
I'm sorry, my bad.
for every letter in the LGBT, there's a term, right? So let's apply that to like Bigfoot, B, aliens, A, chupacabra, C. What else is there? You know what I'm saying, right? Right. So we could make a letter for all of the different types of creature sightings and unexplained mysteries that we have. Like Mothman is one of them, right? We could have a Mothman for M. So we could say like, B, A, like we could list all of them, right? Or just like LGBTQIA, we could say queer, which encompasses all of them, all of those letters all at once. Just
So I
like
was
how we
being
say
weird.
the
I said
queer community, and
I should have said.
just hold on, I'm almost done.
Nashville.
Just like how we can say the queer community, which encompasses all those separate letters, I could say cryptids, which encompasses all those separate unexplained phenomenons or unexplained sightings. So when I say cryptids, that includes Mothman, UFOs, Bigfoot, chupacabras, yetis. That explains like all of these cultural phenomenons that are unexplained and cited and documented. So when I say cryptids, I'm talking like kind of the people who follow all of this, group all of them together. Now there are some who are like only Bigfoot aficionados, and there are some who are like obsessed specifically with Mothman, but they all would probably say cryptids as a way to categorize all of these unexplained sightings and or phenomenons. Does that make sense? She's gone. Did that make sense to you?
To me, yeah, I know what cryptids are. It's a category.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
thought that the LGBTQ was a good way to explain it.
You took the
Maybe
scenic
just 'cause I'm
route.
the
I think you took the scenic route.
That's why I'm not a good teacher, man. I'm always like over explaining things.
No, but you did
I
a good
really
job.
do think
That was a nice explanation.
I did though take the scenic route, but I like people to enjoy the view. You know what I mean? Why take the direct route when you can
Yeah.
have a fun time?
We're artists. Of course we're going to take the scenic route. We're artists.
Really
of course
don't.
we're going to.
Of course we're going to
Fun.
I really don't necessarily like my friend who's really into cryptids. He's really into cryptids, and he came up to the mountains. Every year we record music to Christmas music to raise money for AIDS Life Cycle.
Oh,
So
cool.
he was up here like last November for that Christmas, and he was like, "Oh my God, Andrew, are there caves nearby?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's another sign. Oh my God, are you by a fault line?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's another sign. I bet there's Bigfoot sightings." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so he was like telling me all this stuff, and then that's why he told me about the maps that overlap. But the real reason I brought up those maps is because I just wanted to, I don't know, talk about how maps don't always mean that it's proof of something.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Did she leave, or did
she
you
did.
her,
No, she left. I didn't kick her. I was on my phone. Oh boy. I think it might be a little late for her.
You gotta give her points for being excited.
A for effort. Oh boy. All right. Anything else? What other topics can we discuss? You got 2 cute sleeping puppies. You do win, Fauna. What am I doing tonight?
That's a win for sure.
My dog, I don't even have my dog here tonight. She was kidnapped by my boyf, who's got COVID, so I can't even go to his place to pick her back up.
What is, you've said it before on lives. I can't remember. What is his name?
Thank you, Tim. Wait, what
is this? Abdrew. Who's Abdrew? Let me know.
I think you're Abdrew.
This music competition. Free vote, 2 clicks for this Rilling Stone. 3rd place right now. What is... Oh, hey guys, I'm in a music competition, no joke, link in profile. Oh.
Thanks for confirming, Enlighten.
I hope you do well. I hope you do well. What is his name? You've mentioned it in lives. I can't remember.
Thanks, Fauna. Yeah, Tim, I appreciate the points because yeah, I don't know. I was getting a little studio session.
Wait,
with
what is his name? You said it in lives before. I can't remember his name.
Whose name?
Your dog's name.
Oh, her name is Rizzo.
Her name is Rizzo, and she is at
Philippe's.
Fernando's. Sorry.
Philippe's.
I don't know. Philippe's house. Who has COVID.
There he is. How dare you taunt me with special stickers, Rizzo stickers? How dare you? How dare you? Wow. Yeah, your job is to give points. Philippe, this is beyond the pale.
Oh, Philippe is in here. Sorry for calling you Fernando. I'm an idiot. I just want to publicly apologize. I wasn't certain.
Fernando.
Wait, Philippe should join.
I don't know if he can. Oh wait, Tough just requested. Hi, Tough. How's it going?
How are you?
Let me do allow requests, allow moderators.
Wait, Philippe says he's busy making maps. Maps of the
yeah, he's making
forest.
He got really excited about the whole map thing.
Look,
He was
I'm
texting me about it.
Find a map of the national forest and find a map of Bigfoot sightings, and they directly overlap. And you tell me if it's a coincidence or not. And even if you think it is, it's fun. It's a fun theory to think about.
All right.
The government is hiding cryptid sightings from us by making national forests that are far less populated in order to protect those highly magnetic areas that bring cryptid sightings. Now,
Andrew,
you tell me, are those areas with high electromagnetic whatever, are those rifts in time space, and what we're seeing are the future and the past? Or is Bigfoot an actual being, or are we seeing humanoid creatures from the past? I don't know. Yes, Tough, tell me.
Okay. I thought it was people missing with the National Geographic place or the landmark.
You know what? It's probably all of those things. It's probably there's probably also a map that overlaps with the Bigfoot map and the National Forest map. And we're just layering maps on top of maps.
Maps on maps on maps on maps.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But that's the best thing. That's the point I was trying to make. Unfortunately, Nashville left. But that's the point I was trying to make, is that just because Tornado Alley is shifting and it looks like it matches up with the maps of uncapped wells doesn't necessarily mean that Bigfoot is real.
Okay, so I live in Oklahoma, and we're getting these weird. So our usual tornadoes are east to west, right? They're popping up north to south now, and those are the ones that are hitting harder, and we don't know anything about them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we found earlier. Tornado Alley is shifting, but meteorologists don't know why.
Normally go a certain direction only?
Oh, so yeah. Apparently. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
They usually go east to west. Now they're going north to south. And they're...
Ooh, I didn't know that.
And they also... Don't they also always spin, like, clockwise or counterclockwise or something?
Yeah.
They do always spin. Yes, I did know that, for sure.
That's wild to me.
That from Twister.
I seen a storm that was heading north to south, and it kind of destroyed 2 towns.
Damn.
Like, yeah.
Shit.
And they weren't even ready for those tornadoes.
That's why y'all gotta that's why we gotta believe in climate change.
Oh yeah.
I'm not definitely that.
Okay, but what about Black Rock? Thanks, Philippe. What about it?
So I have a question about editing.
About editing?
Editing.
Everything. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said everything. I was ready for a broad question.
Go for it.
So my I don't know if it's my RAMs that I'm running, but my MacBook is suddenly crashing every time I'm using Adobe or DaVinci.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just need a new upgrade on my MacBook. What should I do? Because I'm running 4K.
So,
how old is your MacBook?
You can't run 4K if it's crashing when you do that.
So I gotta go down now.
So what I would do is I would transcode all your footage into smaller proxies and then edit the proxies.
Okay.
At the very least, I mean, even I have a super powerful, I mean, I guess now it's a few years old, but it's like maxed out on all the specs from 2019. And even when I purchased it, and it was legitimately like the fastest computer I could get, I would, when editing 4K, I wouldn't just edit straight 4K. I would transcode everything to proxies and edit the lower res proxies, because it's just going to, even if your computer can theoretically handle it, it's going to handle it so much better if it's a smaller, more manageable resolution. And then, for final export, if you want to export to 4K, you can figure out a workflow that will allow you to do that. But if your computer is unable to export 4K, Then you got to figure out if you can borrow a machine that can do the better, the higher res exports or whatever you got to do. But at least for editing, edit proxies, edit lower res proxies.
Let's see, I'm running, it's Sony FX3, and I think my laptop's not handling it at all.
Yeah. Well, make sure are you working off of like an external drive and stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay, is the external drive fast enough?
I believe so.
Okay, look up the specs on the drive and make sure that it's fast enough for editing. Make sure you got a quality, make sure that the drive isn't like almost completely full too. Make sure that your laptop, your computer, just hard drive is also not like completely full.
About 60% is ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried helping my buddy edit a music video for him. My laptop's like, nah, we.
Yeah. So that's.
Can I make a rec?
Yeah, go for it.
I use it for my sample libraries as a composer because it reads. It's incredibly fast, but it's actually designed. This solid state drive bay is designed by Blackmagic for people who edit like live video so that they can put in a new sample drive very quickly and export, eject the old one and boom, put it in and quickly get footage that they need to edit for like a live broadcast, like sports or something. But the Blackmagic multi-dock, it's like $500. That streams info from 4 solid state drives so fast. It's designed for editors, but composers have been using it for sample drives because of how fast it streams data. So that might be an option to look into if you're, depending on what drive you're using and you're trying to like increase the speed of it, let like a multi-dock, like especially one made by Blackmagic designed for editing, let that handle the streaming of info and footage, so that your computer lightens the load a little bit.
My buddy mentioned Blackmagic before, and I'm like,
they make DaVinci Resolve, so
I don't know. I like DaVinci more than anything. It's easier.
They also make cameras?
Yeah.
They also make cameras,
I ran one. Oh, it was so beautiful.
They make the Blackmagic Cinema camera and stuff.
Like the red. Oh, I almost cried when I hold one in my. It was so beautiful.
Here we go. I'll show you the thing. Whoop. Nobody wants to see my face.
But still,
here's the Blackmagic dock.
Ooh.
Nice.
And then these are just solid state drives, one of which is my project drive, but the other ones hold my sample libraries like strings, percussion, brass, trumpets, all that stuff.
See, I just need a laptop that I can run and go and just do concerts and then edit on the tour.
Yeah, I would get used to figure out a good proxy workflow that you like, that works for you. There's a lot online, especially if you're working with Resolve. Resolve actually has like a great kind of has a very sort of streamlined way that you can set up a proxy workflow where you can set it up to handle it basically all itself, or you got to go into the settings, you got to kind of determine what you want it to use for proxies, all that kind of stuff. And then whenever you import footage, you can like select it all and just like right click and say like generate proxies, and it'll take a while, depending on the type of footage you have and the amount of footage you have, but as long as you have it all set up in a way that works for you, like probably per project, then it'll be good. So, yeah. If you look up on YouTube, you'll be able to find.
Yeah. Lately, it's just been crashing and unaliving it itself. I'm like,
Yeah.
Great.
That's so it's always so frustrating when that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're supposed to get like I had like a deadline of a music video on Friday, and I was like, can't even get this done. I need my buddy's help.
Yeah. That's rough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then I remember you were editing video. You're still doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's really good at it.
You don't know that, Andrew. But thank you.
I do know that. I've seen your reel.
You've seen my reel? What have you seen?
Yeah, I went to your website. I sent your reel to my friend at Fox.
Ooh, my old ass reel. Oh dear.
You should update it.
I should.
Except I like a lot of my friend Charles at Fox Entertainment, not News, just to be clear.
Thanks for clarifying.
They do a lot of commercials, and in the New York City area for like all sorts of one. I did the music for one that was sponsored by Bank of America. I did one for one that was sponsored by L'Oreal, whatever, but they do like spots. It's good. I hope he reaches out. I sent your website.
Thank you. That's sweet. Philippe is now stalking you in response, it seems like.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah. I'm probably my most known thing. Even though I've worked on an NBC show, I'm probably most known for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 and 2. And I think I'm going to be in my 60s going to horror conventions signing autographs for that movie still.
Really? No.
Probably. They sent me to Comic-Con on Friday for signing autographs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a signing event on Friday at Comic-Con. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con.
That's the big one, right?
That's the big one, yeah. And they sent me there for a signing event, me and the writer of the movie, who's a friend of mine. And we went and signed autographs, and it was cool. I'm very honored.
Have you seen the Russian version of Winnie the Pooh from 1969? Oh, that's so funny. That's something Philippe showed me like the first week we were dating. Do you know what he was referring to?
Wait, I think so. He's like, I think I've seen like the knockoff version.
Is he like a black bear or something like that?
He's like brown or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that. That's funny.
Yeah.
I do know that very specifically these horror movies were based on the books and not the Disney property, which causes some people some confusion because, for example, this new one, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, Tigger is now in the public domain. So they were able to add Tigger to their movie, and everyone was expecting the Disney version of Tigger, which has like a spring tail and bounces on its tail. But that's actually, when you read the books, like that's actually not part of the books. Like Disney invented the springy tail and the Tigger who bounces on his tail as like a spring. That was their version of Tigger. In the books, it's just a tiger who jumps a lot and bounces around, not on his tail. So everyone was like really disappointed. Like, why wasn't he bouncing on his tail? It's like, I wish I could, jump through all the screens of all the critics and Twitter reviews and tell them, read the book, you dummy. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I just write the music.
That's so funny. The book is independent from the House of Mouse, the Adeptus. Yeah. Bye, Tim. Oh, boy. I'm getting sleepy.
I know. I'm probably going to bounce. No pun intended.
Yeah. Bounce?
Bounce?
Bounce.
I gotta log off.
All right. Well, good luck with...
Good luck with your editing.
Yeah, good luck with that. Let me know if that works.
My laptop out of where
Yeah, look up the hard drives you're using.
Okay.
And yeah. You may have to reset your PRAM or something too. You might have to do some weird stuff like that. And make sure you have like the right version, you're all up to date. And then just check out like proxy workflows and stuff.
Alright. Yeah, I'm thinking about just, I don't know, because like I'm on the tour all the time. I'm like, I need a laptop, but when I'm home, I can have uh, like a desktop. You know what I mean?
I just got a mini PC, which is great. I mean, I haven't been editing or anything on it, but it's multi-streaming like a fucking dream. And it's so small. It's like, yeah, I got the mini PC because I wanted it to be portable. Because I have a laptop, I operate. Yeah, specifically because I bought it. When I bought it, I traveled a lot more and stuff. And so I had to be able to basically go on the go and be able to use it anywhere and stuff. The mini PC, I'm cheap, so I didn't want to pay for like a super souped up Windows laptop, because they're well over $1,000. But it's so small, it's so portable. It's like if I wanted to travel with it, I could. It's not as portable as a laptop, obviously, because you still gotta, it's a whole thing, and plus I have to carry the keyboard and the monitor and everything separately. But as far as actual, like, I don't know, it's fine. It's nice.
But alright, I'll see y'all later.
Studio Mobile Studio. Wait, what are you talking about, LaserDub? Two touchscreens and audio interface, Mobile Studio.
Alrighty. Adios, gang.
Alright, bye, Andrew. Bye, Tough. Portable computer. Loser, if you have like a nice kind of super portable, easy like monitor setup, will you send that? Will you DM me with the info on that? Because I just have like this tiny little portable monitor. I mean, it's great. I love it, and it's cheap.
So
that's what you guys are on.
My buddy has a ZenBook.
A ZenBook.
Yeah, it's a ZenBook Pro, and man, it's like dual touchscreen. So you got touchscreen, and then like you got like a little bar where you can touchscreen, and then you can like use your colors and your audio on that little touchscreen. Oh, I almost sold my soul for that one. It's only $2,000.
2,000. Yeah, I don't have that kind of money to spend on that.
$2,000.
Oh boy, Apple highest markup. Yeah, you get touch ones for $60. Really? Yeah. Can you send that to me, LoserDub? Especially if it's like, can they be used wirelessly by any chance? With the like Windows wireless monitor thing. I mean, I can Google. I'll look it up. Oh, okay. You have to have wireless HDMI. Yeah. No, you're probably right. I don't know. They do some like screencasting on some stuff. I don't know. If it has Bluetooth, I think it works. But yeah, most of them need like a separate like wireless HDMI dongle thing. All right. Okay. Not bad. That's basically what I have. This one costs $60, but it's not touchscreen.
Oh, you know what I just bought me? And I'm
What's that?
so excited. The DJI Mini Pocket 3.
The mini
So it's
pocket.
like a
What?
it's the Mini Pocket.
Is it a
And
camera?
then so it's like a little camera.
Okay.
So think of it as a GoPro on a stabilizer.
I love.
And then like now I can shoot videos of my buddies doing their car thing while
Is
I'm in the back.
nice.
And
I feel like I saw a little bit about that camera when I was looking into like more recent GoPro models and stuff.
yeah,
I think I saw it. Yeah, it looks like a good little camera.
I want to get a 360 too.
Yeah, those look cool.
I've seen some footage of like my buddies using 360 in like concert, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah.
about to buy one.
Yeah, I've heard of like people in the concert space really wanting to do that. What's up, love? All right, I'm about to like hop off, love. I'm sorry.
Alright, but I hop off too.
Okay. Sounds good. Mavics are
Thank
hella
you.
cool. Thank you. Thank you all. All right. Okay, thank you, Loser Dub. Thanks for the follow. All right, good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out and for all the gifts and for your presence and discussion and stuff. GD, I'm sorry. I totally missed your message. All right.